The Station Museum got involved with the Art Walk this year as part of our community outreach that we do. We want to try to bring more people here to the museum, feature the museum, and why not feature some of the local artists as well.
Well, I work with wood, and mostly local woods. And after I retired from music teaching in the district for many years, I wanted something entirely different to do, but maybe somewhat related. I saw an ad in the paper for a woodworking class, and it was whittling with a knife. Wood is, I find, is a living organism. We live in a land of wood here, some very beautiful wood, which makes it fascinating for me. I think it's important to get, for any artist, to get their stuff out of the basement because nobody's going to see it there. And even though you're not here primarily to try to sell something, but I think it has to be seen, and it's good for the community, it's good for me, and so it gives us an audience.
My name is Silvina Lanous. I work mostly in acrylics, and I do acrylics on canvas and on paper, and also clay sculpture. I am inspired by children and children activities and what they do. And I tend to think that animals do the same thing. I can imagine animals doing the things that children do.
I have chosen acrylics, so they are very vibrant colors and give me more opportunity to express my feelings. And I feel much free to have acrylics on my palette. And that's big brushes, and it's quick work during my evening or morning hours, and I can able to finish because they dry very fast, so I am able to finish just 1 and 2 hours my painting.
This is a very exciting year for us here at the Art Center because we finally got a group of artists together at the Art Center to exhibit and participate in the Art Walk. We have so many fantastic artists and teachers here at the Art Center, and I feel it was the greatest opportunity for us to actually do an exhibition together and to open the doors to the public and let everybody see how vibrant this little tiny house is. I work in a lot of mediums. My favorite are oils. However, I love using the medium to enhance the subject. So if I choose a subject, I will actually change the medium. In this particular case, I use the multimedia acrylic acrylic work, but I primarily work in oils and I love them.
Well, I work in several mediums. So the painting behind me is an oil painting, and just a study on the nude figure. And I've got another picture behind me which is drawing, so I just do mixed media. Sometimes I put them together and sometimes I do them separately. But a lot of my work comes from nature, so I've got this drawing behind me is kind of what I call a chimera, so it's a whole bunch of different animal parts together to create a new picture, or a new figure. So. This year I'm here because I'm one of the instructors at the Art Center, at the Port Moody Art Center. So I'm primarily promoting my kids' classes. So I do some pop art self-portraits with kids, and I do some photography workshops with them and some mixed media stuff.
Partly I work in acrylics, textured acrylics, with lots of gel mediums and anything that will make texture. And I also work in watercolor, and lately I've been doing a lot of pouring on tissue paper, which comes through onto the watercolor paper, and just see what happens. I'm a teacher here at Port Moody Art Center, and I do teach abstracts in gouache.
I'm working with glass. I do enjoy the color of it, and it's like painting. For me, it is like painting with light. And I'm doing a lot of lamps lately, and otherwise also window panels or smaller items. I get inspired by lines, certain lines and shapes, and I doodle a lot. I try to bring out certain effects with line work, you know, but the glass itself is very inspiring. If I find a beautiful piece of glass, I try to see what I can do with it. I have a small studio in Port Moody, and I'm a member of the Blackberry Artist Co-op, which is located here in the Port Moody Art Gallery.
It is the silk I use for my painting, and the media, the dye is the fabric dye, and I use sometimes resist as the outline. I think it's the beautiful environment here. I live near the Lafarge Lake, so there are a lot of inspiration for me and the area around.
I work with clay, also on stone, and I have some working bronze like this. This one is clay, and this is patinated on terracotta. And why I use clay? Because clay is, for me, is the best and excellent material. It's very flexible, so I choose this one because I'm very comfortable with this material. It's great. I am inspired with everything, so sometimes it's some special event, sometimes different feeling in different period of my life. For example, this is birds kissing, so this is the love between mom and baby birds. So something in the nature inspired me to make this one.
I'm working with watercolor, and I love water and the color mixing together. It's affect very nice effect. It's kind of nature, so I love watercolor. All beautiful Mother Nature inspiring me. Yeah, and then I see the whole beautiful nature. I can feel the peace. So I want to bring that peace in my paint, and then I want to share all my peace to the other people.
What I've chosen to work in is charcoal on mylar, and mylar is an industrial material that is no longer really used. It used to be used for drafting to change things, but now they use AutoCAD, so they just do it on the computer. And the charcoal just slips and slides around the drawing, and it's fun to work with. So, and life drawing is so energetic, and to have such a movable medium really adds to the energy of the piece. I took part in the art walk this year because I was encouraged by other artists. And it was very beneficial. I thank them.
I work with rock, all types of rock, from soapstone, Brazilian soapstone. This one is alabaster. I work with marble and jade, chlorite, parafilite, the list goes on. And I've chosen it just, I think, because it's the most challenging, and I love challenge, and I love to see the natural beauty in the rock. After I've polished it all up, it's always a surprise to see what comes out of it. I never know where there'll be a dark spot or highlights or certain veining. And sometimes there's a certain glimmer to the rock as well. You don't see it till you polish it up. And then it's completely different once I'm done.